earrings on him over there.
Denying that Hamas raped women, but you know what? There's a reason for his apology, and it ain't exactly altruistic. On Mike Gallagher show coming up. For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, I've got a question. What are you missing out on? What are you not doing that you wish you were? What would you do if you felt better? The answer is
watch his people.
That's why I want to tell you all about
Relief
Factor. Relief Factor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by a team of doctors, it's been incredibly effective, even life-changing for so many of us.
What are you looking at?
Uses a unique formula of natural ingredients.
Don't be looking at me, bitch.
It helps reduce or even eliminate it. In about 3 weeks.
The fuck are you looking at? I'm allowed to be here. It's a free country. Fucking bitch.
Joint or muscle pain, if you're looking to feel better, live better, well then give Relief Factor a try. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800 the number 4 relief and save on your first order. That's 800 the number 4 relief or relieffactor.com. Here's to less missing out and more living life with Relief Factor.
America's top podcasters are on the Salem Podcast Network. Charlie Kirk.
And if any Democrat is out there advocating for Donald Trump to be in the courthouse in September, October, you are a repulsive person. I'm sorry. You are deciding to shred the United States Constitution and our traditions just to try to win an election.
Laura Trump.
This is basic stuff. If things aren't working, you got to change them. That's the problem the Democrats have. All of their policy positions seem so extreme and so crazy, and you look at this and you're like, I don't know, that seems to make a lot of sense to me.
And Trish Regan.
And people that are here who really don't appreciate all these illegals coming in, depressing wages for the rest of the labor pool, possibly introducing an element of crime into their communities. They don't want it. They're not having it. And so guess what? They're migrating to Trump.
Subscribe today for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Rumble, or at SalemPodcastNetwork.com.
Mike Gallagher. Government debt is now exploding by an unprecedented $1 trillion every 90 days. Think of that. It's a clear sign that our nation's finances are spinning out of control, and it's putting the savings of every one of you at risk. Hello, I'm Lance Wong. For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, there's lots of things you can try. You know, tough it out. Bite the bullet. Grin and bear it. Or you can try something that has helped so many other people. Relief Factor. Relief Factor is 100% drug-free, a daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, Relief Factor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients that address the inflammation where it starts. And Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain for a short time, it helps reduce or even eliminate it all day, every day. Wherever you're hurting, your back, neck, joints, or muscles, in about 3 weeks or less, you'll see a difference and rediscover what it's like to feel better and live better. So if everyday pain is affecting your life, don't go with the mind over matter approach. Try a Relief Factor instead. Go to relieffactor.com or call 1-800 the number 4 relief and save on your first order. That's 1-800 the number 4 relief. Fight pain naturally with Relief Factor.
860 AM, The Answer. KTRV, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. Radio Hall of the Oakland Ballers. Go Bees. Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor. At a campaign rally in Philadelphia yesterday, former President Donald Trump said again that the flood of migrants into the U.S. is costing black Americans their jobs.
Joe Biden's open border has also been a disaster for our great African-American and Hispanic-American population. So,
that is not how you go through a parking lot.
When millions of people flow over, the people that are most hurt are, number one, the African-American discussion. Number two, the Hispanic. Have they taken your job yet, sir? They better not.
While much of the country deals with heat, flooding is affecting some of the plains states.
Down counties in Iowa and South Dakota declaring disasters after major flooding. Rock Valley, Iowa evacuated most of the population, with some climbing onto roofs to get out, says Mayor Kevin Van Otterloo.
We had the high-speed boats here, and they could fight the current, and we did get everybody off those roofs.
He says cars have flooded, up to 500 homes severely damaged.
It's going to be a huge undertaking. It's going to be months and months before we're through this.
It's not what it's supposed to do.
Declaring a state of emergency for Sioux County. South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem also declaring an emergency for the southeastern part of the state, warning residents to stay vigilant. I'm Julie Walker.
Also at townhall.com, the open southern border results in the death of a Texas girl.
The two men charged in the murder of a 12-year-old Texas girl are both illegal immigrants. According to ICE, both men are from Venezuela and were living in Houston illegally. Police say they strangled a 12-year-old girl who was found dead in a creek on
Nice
Thursday.
tattoo. I
And they
like
are both
that.
in jail on a $1 billion
Nice
bond.
Correspondent Stacia Stevens reported. Utah's upcoming Republican primary will determine whether voters want another moderate conservative like retiring Senator Mitt
Very
Romney
nice
or a
tattoo.
farther right candidate who's more willing to fall in line with
Very
Donald
cool.
Trump.
I like his
More news
tattoo.
at townhall.com.
Shorts. Very cool tattoos. Nice.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that was not your fault, listen up. We have legal professionals standing by
Very
to
cool
answer your
tattoos.
questions for free.
Damn, that's cool.
Call now and find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-504-8790.
Not
I'm
play
here
me
with
like
Sophie,
he always
John Wolf.
does.
So, John, tell everyone listening who should call right now.
Well, Maria, first off, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to answer the listeners' questions. Now, as far as who should call in, anyone who's been injured in an accident and thinks you deserve compensation, give us a call right now. 800-504-8790. You'll find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth.
Thanks, John. You heard it, folks. Take advantage of this opportunity and call now. 800-504-8790.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Health Center may not be available in all states.
The government response to COVID is listed as one of the top tipping points for several colleges shutting down during the pandemic. More on this from reporter Bernie Bennett.
colleges.com outlined data points that revealed that, quote, at least 59% of public or nonprofit colleges closed, merged, or announced closures as mergers since March of 2020. They also estimated that, quote, roughly 44,540 students have been impacted by these closures. The lockdowns were some of the first major decisions that took students out of the classroom and relocated them to the online learning environment. On Wednesday's episode of Washington Watch, Family Research Council President Tony Perkins highlighted the increased rate of colleges shutting down. FRC's Senior Fellow for Education Studies May Kilgannon agreed with the notion that government's response to COVID was one of the tipping points that led to this result. I'm Bernie Bennett.
After Melania Trump missed some key events in her husband's presidential campaign this year, she told reporters who asked about her thin schedule to stay tuned. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor. Well, we often hear of product recalls, and now there's one for your favorite coffee mug. Some 580,000 glass mugs are being recalled across the U.S. after dozens of burn and laceration injuries were reported by consumers. According to the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission, the now recalled Joy Jolt branded Declan single-wall glass coffee mugs can crack or break when filled with hot liquid. Consumers in possession of these recalled mugs are urged to immediately stop using them and contact New York-based Products for a full refund. John Scott reports. It's hot and getting hotter for workers and everyone else outdoors as the first significant heat wave of the year makes its way eastward across the country. What's more, the heat will move in and stick. Excessive humidity will make it feel even more oppressive, and that's dangerous. Emergency medical services across the nation already deploying for heat-related emergencies more than 2,400 times this month. You can find more on these stories and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Ron Taylor.
Ricky Henderson was a baller. Frank Robinson was a baller. Joe Morgan, Dave Stewart, Reggie Jackson. Baller, baller, baller. Baseball legends with roots in Oakland. Now, a new era of Oakland baseball begins. Oakland Ballers. See the next generation of baseball stars in Oakland. Visit OaklandBallers.com. Catch a game at Ramondi Park and catch them all on your radio right here at 8:60 a.m. The Answer.
This is Dennis Prager. I am excited to announce the all-new Pragertopia Plus. You can listen to my show whenever it's convenient for you, all commercial-free and all on demand. Now with Prager Plus, search topics, guests, and segments all the way back to 2010. And now a truly exciting new benefit. My monthly online video get-together for Pragertopia Plus members only. This is where for an hour each month, Pragertopia Plus members get an exclusive chance to ask me anything. That's right, anything. It's on video. I'll be talking to you and answering your questions. We may even have a special guest every now and then. I've never done this. Submit your questions for me at Pragertopia.com. This is only available to Pragertopia Plus members. This is our chance to connect like never before. Go to Pragertopia.com or click the banner at DennisPrager.com.
860 AM, The Answer. KTRV, San Francisco, Oakland, San Jose. Radio home of the Oakland Ballers. Streaming now on TuneIn.com and the Odyssey app. 860 AM, The Answer. Portions of our programming may be pre-recorded.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. Email us as always, freedom@charliekirk.com, and subscribe to our podcast. Big story out of James O'Keefe. He joins us now. He gave a great speech at the People's Convention. We have all the tape here. James, welcome back to the program. Tell us about this breaking story.
Hey, Charlie. Thanks for having me on, and thanks for your post yesterday on X. This is a big one. This is the Vice President of Disney on tape saying that they do not hire white people. And he makes it very explicit. He's not a low-level person. This is Disney. This is the Walt Disney Company. We've seen a lot of reports about DEI and discrimination in the hiring process before. We did a story on IBM that launched lawsuits from America First Legal. But this is about Disney and some of the woke policies run amok. And it's very rare that you get such an insight and you get them to say it so explicitly. But in this case, Michael Giordano, the Vice President of Business Affairs for the Walt Disney Company in Burbank, California, he says that we do not hire white people, and in the HR department, we use certain buzzwords and code words to circumvent the law. Pretty shocking stuff there, Charlie, and I mean, it sort of speaks for itself.
Let's play cut 173 to hear this for ourselves.
Certainly, there have been times where, there's no way we're hiring a white counselor.
Kind of unspoken.
There are times when it's spoken, but
How would they say it?
there's no way we're hiring a white counselor. What they say,
Like straight to you? Or, okay.
they'd be very careful how they message that religion.
I mean, James, this is in direct violation of federal law. This is a major multi-billion-dollar company. Does this pave the way for major lawsuits for blatant and deliberate anti-white discrimination?
Absolutely. This is a violation of Title VII. You cannot discriminate on the basis of race. There's affirmative action, but you can't discriminate against people due to their race. He even says, this Vice President Disney, Charlie, he even goes on to say that there was someone who was half black that they looked at for hiring, and they said that they were not black enough, like their skin color wasn't black enough. Really shocking things, and I think that what's going to happen here, my prediction is Disney is going to be sued. And we're going to have a lot of people come out of the woodwork saying they were passed up. Now, one of the things I'm learning, I'm actually in Los Angeles working on a project right now in Hollywood. People are very afraid of Disney. I've heard from a lot of people that they worked there at one point or another. A lot of people too afraid to state publicly what they've told me, that they were passed over for jobs. They're afraid their movie's not going to be distributed if they criticize Disney. This is an incredibly powerful company. I don't think people realize how powerful they are in California. So I think there's going to be a watershed moment here. They're going to get sued. Groups like America First Legal are representing plaintiffs against IBM, and we're looking for people to come forward to us, to OMG. If you've been passed up for a hiring opportunity, this could be a watershed moment, and I think we will be getting a comment here from Disney today. We have another tape forthcoming. We always have more tapes inside the company. But this is what happens when you're not held accountable, when everyone's afraid of you. You have these moments in restaurants where people are just gloating, they're bragging, they're filled with pride and avarice. They're saying the things that no one's willing to report, Charlie.
And I mean, it's so obvious, but just imagine on hidden tape if somebody at any company would say, yeah, we don't hire black people here. It would be the #1 news story in the country. But it is acceptable and fashionable to hate white people. There is a deliberate war on white people in this country. Let's play cut 174.
According to these videotapes, Disney blatantly discriminates against white men in particular. I'm sort of like well prepared for it. I'm well positioned for it. But as far as Disney's concerned, I'm a white male, and that's not who they're looking at promoting.
And we continue to the clip you mentioned here, 176, about not being black enough, like cut 176.
They even passed over a qualified half-black person for a promotion because they didn't look black enough. We wanted to hire somebody in the department a few years ago now who was half-black, but didn't appear half-black. And there was a creative executive who was like, we're not, that's not what's black. Right. They wanted somebody needing to appear a certain way, and he wasn't going to sort of bring that. I mean, it kind of feels like we're, at some point there's going to be a loss. That's kind of how it feels, just because of,
James, can this now private video be used in a lawsuit? Because now that is an executive who is confiding about hiring practices. We definitely have people that have been passed over because of the war on white people at Disney. He's now admitting that this can be used in a lawsuit, James O'Keefe.
Yes, and that is a lawyer talking. He's barred in California. I'll actually post his bar license and everything today. I mean, of course. I mean, it all depends upon the people within Disney having the courage to come forward. This is a very difficult thing. Like I said, people are terrified of this company. And I've even had people tell me I shouldn't be going after this company. I mean, we go after, BlackRock, Pfizer, the FBI, the IRS. I've had people warn me, Disney's a different animal. Even Andrew Breitbart, before he passed away in 2010, I went on Good Morning America with George Stephanopoulos, and Andrew said, you're messing with Disney now. So this company has some type of effect on people that is of a different nature. And I've heard that from so many people. So the answer to your question is, I think people will come forward, absolutely. There will be lawsuits. There will 100% be lawsuits. There's more videotapes. And the people that have been, he doesn't name them by name, but they didn't hire someone because their skin pigment, they were black, but they weren't black enough. That is effectively him saying they discriminate against black people right there. So we need to know the names of these people, and I'm certain they're going to come forward in the coming days here. You're going to see that happen.
Yeah, I mean, for those people that have been Angelinos and lived there in the kind of corporate space in Hollywood, Disney has so much money and so much power. It's so funny, you're more afraid of going after Disney and the CIA. Is that because maybe it's an attaché of the intelligence agencies in the government that Disney actually paves the way for some of the social and cultural transformations that the bad guys want? Why do you think it is that people are so afraid of Disney?
Well, I mean, two things. I think, I've always said politics is downstream from culture, so those who control the culture really have all the power, and that's a debate we could have, but I think it's true. I think these institutions are more powerful than political institutions, and our political institutions are downstream from our cultural monolith. And I think the second thing that I've seen and heard is everybody's trying to get their film made or their music distributed or their songs used, or they're trying to get a role. These are very powerful human incentives for people in places like Hollywood and Los Angeles. So when you go after these people, you get blacklisted. I've been told personally that I'm risking my, creative future, and even me, and I'm an outsider. I don't really care what these organizations think of me, but whether it's the New York Times or Disney, to be attacked, to be defamed, to be given the scarlet letter, if you will, to borrow a metaphor, people are afraid of it. And they're not going to get this thing distributed on Amazon, or they're going to get targeted or retaliated against. But perhaps we're reaching a tipping point, or we need to reach a tipping point where that no longer matters to people. But a lot of people work in the industry here, whether you're an editor or a designer, and you are simply afraid of not getting employment But perhaps this is what we need. We need a few undisclosed tapes to give people that courage. Courage is contagious. That's my hope, that's my belief, and my prediction, and I know that in the coming days, I've already had a few people reach out to me on Signal that work for Disney, just in the last 24 hours. And I simply know, Charlie, that they're going to come forward. And by the way, you mentioned the CIA. When I was standing outside Langley headquarters in Virginia, that's CIA headquarters, I had people roll up to me that were coming out of Langley, roll down the window and say, "Hey man, I'm a huge fan of yours." And I don't think they were spooks trying to intimidate me. I actually think that the vast majority, let's call it 80%, of the people that work there actually are decent people. They're kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I actually would say the same thing about Disney. Maybe not 80%, maybe 40%. So I just think it requires people growing a pair, following their conscience, and speaking.
Hold that thought. I want to keep you for another segment here, James, because that's a deep point. Check out O'Keefe Media Group. Become a monthly supporter. Roughgreens.com. Stay right there, James O'Keefe. Rough Greens. If you have a dog, you got to check it out. Roughgreens.com/Kurt. Did you know that 80% of adults take supplements? That's why I believe Rough Greens could dramatically help your best friend by adding what's missing to their diet like you do. Dog food is dead, and Rough Greens supplements your dog's food with essential vitamins and minerals, omega oils, digestive enzymes, probiotics, and antioxidants. Dr. Black is offering a free Jumpstart trial bag. Fetch your free Jumpstart trial bag today. Just cover the shipping. Don't change your dog's food. Just add Rough Greens right now. That is ruffgreens.com/Kurt. That is ruffgreens.com/Kurt. James O'Keefe continues after the break.
Caribbean is calling. Dennis Prager here. I invite you to join me on a Bible cruise this November in the Caribbean. Imagine 9 days of basking in the sun, surrounded by the stunning beauty of a tropical paradise. We'll cruise to the vibrant islands of Half Moon Cay, Curacao, Bonaire, and more, while making unforgettable memories with like-minded travelers. Stroll through Curaçao's iconic pastel-colored shops and snorkel in Bonaire's world-class coral reefs. You'll enjoy some of the most delicious cuisine aboard Holland America's Rotterdam, a fantastic destination itself with riveting shows and spectacular views. This experience is more than a vacation, it's a chance to participate in profound discussions. The fresh insights I will share with you about the books of the Bible and current events should energize and challenge you. Mark your calendars, November 29th to December 8th, 2024. Learn more and secure your spot on this once-in-a-lifetime adventure by calling 855-565-5519 or booking online at PragerBibleCruise.com.
My whole identity had been wrapped up in being a soldier. To have that so violently ripped from me when I was wounded, I was lost for a very long time. When Wounded Warrior Project came into my life, being around the other warriors, people that had similar experiences that I did, it was a game changer for me. Having King join the group, that was the beginning of a really good friendship. It's a good time. I first heard about Wounded Warrior Project through CQ, and at first I was kind of like, I don't know if I qualify. But having been a part of it kind of taught me that it's not just the wounds that you can see, but it's those that you can't. When you do something like a peer support group with the Warrior Project and come together from different walks of life, man, the growth is incredible. If not for Wounded Warrior Project, I really don't think that I'd be here today.
See how we help warriors combat stigma at woundedwarriorproject.org/combat-stigma.
No more mold, no more damage, no more outdated old bathrooms, no more slipping and hurting, no more stress. Make your ordinary bathroom extraordinary for only $99 per month. New shower, new door, new tub, new valve, new anti-slip technology. Be stress-free. Call 800-981-8177. BCI Bath and Shower is made in America for the highest quality. Ask about our military and senior discounts. Your dream bathroom in as little as 1 day. First 50 callers save $1,500 on a never-clear glass treated door. Call now for free premium color upgrade. 800-981-8177. Call BCI Bath and Shower, the leader in bathroom remodeling. Be smart, safe, and stay a step ahead of inflation with our interest-free financing options. Call 800-981-8177. Love your bathroom with free upgrades. Call 800-981-8177. That's 800-981-8177.
If something's worth doing, it's worth doing right. There's a particular time of life this phrase couldn't be more appropriate. How can you know you'll live the retirement you've always imagined? After all, life can be so unpredictable. You've worked hard and saved, watch your accounts go up and down with the market. Your advisor says, don't worry, you'll be fine. But you still don't feel confident. Eric Heckman at Heckman Financial has a checklist to help you find out if you're on the right track for retirement. Take his checklist challenge. If you can check all the boxes with confidence, you may be ready for retirement. If not, Eric can help you address any potential costly mistakes. To get Eric Heckman at Heckman Financial's complimentary checklist, call or text LIST to 800-454-1184. See if you got it right. Take the checklist challenge today. Call or text LIST to 800-454-1184. Firm offers insurance services. Investment advisory services offered through Heckman Financial and Insurance Services, Inc. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Looking for ways to get your money growing faster? Provident Credit Union can help you make more from your investment. At Provident, you can find security with a great rate of 3.75% annual percentage yield on a 25-month term share certificate. Rate effective October 18, 2022. Limited time offer. Minimum balance requirement of $10,000 and must be funds that have not been on deposit for the last 60 days. Early withdrawal penalty may apply. Federally insured by the NCUA. Visit providentcu.org for terms and conditions.
The Charlie Kirk Show on 860 AM. The Answer.
Okay, everybody, welcome back. Email us, freedom@charliekirk.com. James O'Keefe is with us. James, address this idea of citizen agency in action. We get asked all the time, and we get emails, but Charlie, it's just too much work. I don't want to extend myself. Can somebody save the country for me? What is your opinion on that attitude, James O'Keefe?
Well, that's a subject for an hour-long conversation, but in a New York minute, I think people are really afraid, and courage is contagious. You need someone to take an action to give other people the permission to take action. So I've told this before, but in the beginning of a fight, the courage is a scarce man, but when his cause succeeds, the timid join him, for at that point it costs less to be a patriot. So with Disney, which to my shock, people are more afraid of than the CIA or the FBI, apparently, particularly in Southern California, you just need someone to be the catalyst. That's the first thing. The second thing, Charlie, we're up against people saying, well, we already know this. So this is what the other criticism I get. James O'Keefe, we all know that these companies are biased. There's no point in exposing any of this because we already know it. Well, first of all, who's we? When we say we already know it, maybe like 2-3% of the population, most people are asleep, most people can't name a Supreme Court justice, most people don't even agree with us on the facts. So people need to see in a visual way the confirmation. People need to see the truth, and when they see it, the truth is like a lion, as St. Augustine has said, and the truth shall set you free. And that's why this visual confirmation is so important, and it can be a catalyst for people. But we do need people to be brave, like the individual, the young woman who recorded this. Very brave person, and there's a lot more people out there doing this, and we're going to incentivize them and pay them for bringing us the scoops, and we decentralize journalism. That's the future.
So James, talk about O'Keefe Media Group, the work that you are doing, and how you have been able to build this amazing thing despite a lot of opposition. Tell us about it, James.
Well, I think my enemies have run out of arrows, Charlie. I mean, they've really thrown everything at me. I mean, Rolling Stone tried to do an 8,000-word hit piece yesterday to coincide with this. OMG is different than Veritas was in this way. All of these people that are swiping and going on these meetings, they don't actually work for me. They are actually a grassroots uprising of independent, courageous people, and we're incentivizing them. So it's remarkable in that, you know, what I used to do is I used to hire people and then train them. And what I now do is I say, hey, we'll give you the cameras, but you go out and do it, and people just come to me. So it's like kind of like the cream rising to the top, whereas before I would train them from the beginning, but now people have to prove themselves. So, and I also would say that it's very difficult to do this and that you become a target. So that a lot of the organizations will not publish these videos, or they're afraid. And the CIA video, I had people warn me not to do it, and I published it. The Disney video, I had people warn me not to publish it, and I published it. So it's like the poem about the Statue of Liberty. Give me your teeming, huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That's what OMG is, We're a place to publish information that nobody else is going to publish, as well as find the talented citizen journalists. And we currently have a great roster of people right now, and we will pay you quite a bit of money to come to us and record these things. And so far, I have been sued many times in the past, but I have not yet been sued at OMG publishing any of these reports, and that's how you know that the information is real and damaging.
So just really quick, you said you have more Disney tapes coming, is that right?
That's right. This is a multiple-part series. I know there's a presidential debate on Thursday of next week.
Yeah, let that happen and just let it rest, and then come back.
Exactly. That's right.
So tell us, what other projects can you expect, and is it true that any citizen is able to do this work?
I do. I think what I was wrong about before and what I've learned is that you have to have it's very difficult to do this, and it's maybe 1 out of 10,000 people, but you have to bring certain skill sets to the table, and the most important is integrity and character, and I cannot teach that. I also can't necessarily teach courage. I can inspire it, but you have to be one. You also have to be talented. You have to be an improvisational actor. You have to be a conscientious journalist who can think on your feet. I can't necessarily teach these things. So people come to me with these skill sets, particularly the young woman did the CIA story. I mean, I could spend 10 years training someone, but she just had them. And I think you're seeing the world change. Now everybody is a journalist. Not everybody is a good journalist. There are still things that we have to teach people: how to comment, how to communicate, how to write a headline. People don't have those skill sets. But you have to come to the table with skill sets. That's what we're doing.
Check out O'Keefe Media Group and support him. James, thanks so much. Excellent work.
Thank you, Charlie.
Todd Bensman joins us about the foreign crime problem. I don't find a better term than migrant crime. How about the Biden crime problem? Not bad. We'll be right back.
President of Capital Ministries. I have the privilege of leading the Senate and House member Bible studies in Washington, D.C. every week. And I'm also the host of the new weekly radio program heard here on this station called Capital Ministries Weekend. I invite you to listen along every week as we discuss the crossroads between what the Bible says and political thought for today.
Capital Ministries Weekend with Ralph Drolliger, Sunday mornings at 8:30 on 860 AM The Answer.
For anyone living with everyday aches and pains, I've got a question. What are you missing out on? What are you not doing that you wish you were? What would you do if you felt better? The answer is likely a lot. That's why I want to tell you about Relief Actor. Relief Actor is a 100% drug-free daily supplement that helps your body fight pain naturally. Developed by doctors, it's been incredibly effective, even life-changing for so many people. Relief Actor uses a unique formula of natural ingredients. It doesn't just mask pain, it helps reduce or even eliminate it. In about 3 weeks, you'll know if it's working because you'll feel the difference all day, every day. Whether it's your neck, back, joint, or muscle pain.
Watch out, you dumb old man. Damn, almost fucking hit me.
Go to reliefactor.com,
fucking asshole.
1-800, the number for relief, and save on your first order. That's 1-800, the number for relief. Here's to less missing out and more.
Almost fucking knocked my mirror off.
It's getting harder and harder to make sense out of today's headlines. To stay on top of breaking world and national news with a Christian worldview and a faith-based perspective on what it means, turn to ChristianHeadlines.com. Log on to ChristianHeadlines.com for the very latest news, and then sign up for our free daily newsletter to stay one step ahead of what's happening. Get out of the mainstream media with top news and positive headlines every day with ChristianHeadlines.com.
Are you tired of residential tenancy laws in California and wish there was a better way to invest in real estate? Hi, I'm Matt Hagar, president of Intero Commercial East Bay. We specialize in helping residential property owners transition their portfolios into commercial assets leased to tenants such as Walgreens, Starbucks, and the U.S. government. These properties offer around 3 times the cash flow of a single-family investment, and all expenses are paid by the tenant. If you'd like to know more, visit Hagar.group. That's Hagar.group.
This is the Prager Minute with national conservative icon Dennis Prager.
The New York Times speaks about how Justice Alito mentioned to a woman who was posing as a conservative at some cocktail party or something, and he said that something to the effect that America has been governed by Christian values. And the New York Times is just furious at such a suggestion. So I have a very interesting question, and I'm a religious Jew, so I don't have a, so to speak, Christian axe to grind. I have a Judeo-Christian axe to grind, and also a Christian axe, to be honest, because if Christianity dies, so does the West. So I'd love to ask the New York Times the following question. What would you like to have governed? Curious. Liberal values? Leftist values? Progressive values? What values, New York Times? Your values? You're a stinking, lying newspaper.
For more Dennis Prager, sign up at pragertopia.com.
This is Dennis Prager. I am excited to announce the all-new Pragertopia Plus. You can listen to my show whenever it's convenient for you, all commercial-free and all on demand. Now with Prager Plus, search topics, guests, and segments all the way back to 2010. And now a truly exciting new benefit, my monthly online video get-together for Pragertopia Plus members only. This is where for an hour each month, Pragertopia Plus members get an exclusive chance to ask me anything. That's right, anything. It's on video. I'll be talking to you and answering your questions. We may even have a special guest every now and then. I've never done this. Submit your questions for me at pragertopia.com. This is only available to Pragertopia Plus members. This is our chance to connect like never before. Go to pragertopia.com or click the banner at dennisprager.com.
With SRN News, I'm Ron Taylor. Speaking on Fox News Sunday, Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says President Biden will not be able to defend his policies on immigration.
The people that killed them, raped them, and murdered them were in our custody and let go, I think, illegally. So Joe Biden better hope and pray there's presidential immunity, because when he allowed the killer of Laken Riley to be released on parole because of lack of capacity, I think he's subject not only to lawsuits, but criminal prosecution.
Authorities arrested a man whom they reportedly caught trying to drown his children at a beach yesterday. Queens, New York resident Ronnie Desmond was accused of deliberately attempting to drown his kids at a Connecticut beach. In a press release, the West Haven Police Department explained that the heinous act took place shortly after 2:30 a.m. Children were recovered by a police officer and rushed to a local hospital.